Welcome back, friends. This is Dr. Mlelwa. I am the facilitator of this period, and we are continuing with the worked examples in guesses at the part of status of matter. Now, leo tunaendelea na swali la 12. Ili swali linafanana kidogo na 11, lakini it is somehow not as similar as the first question. In this question, it is similar to that about to my talk resolve question number 11. Two flasks of equal volume are connected by narrow tubes of negligible volume. Initially, both flasks are T, so temperature 1 was 27 degrees Celsius plus 273, we will get 300 Kelvin, and it contains 0.70 moles of hydrogen gas. So number of moles total initially, there was 0.70 moles of hydrogen gas. This is the total number of moles. This is different from the last example where we were given 0.5 moles in each flask. This is the total number of both flasks are T, and it contains both. So this is the total number of moles. Now the pressure being 0.5 atm. Also pressure total initially it was 0.5 atm. It was the pressure of the system. Now one of the flasks is then immersed in the hot air bath at T. So temperature 2 became 173 degrees Celsius in one of the flask plus 273 we get 400 Kelvin, while the other is kept at 27. Calculate final pressure and moles of hydrogen in each flask. The question is for marks. I recorded this just for the need of you students to know how many marks are given or allocated to this question in the exams. Now in this question you are required to calculate the final pressure first, and then the number of moles of hydrogen in each flask. Remember the one major difference between this question and the first one is that the number of moles we are given here, they are total number of moles. However, in the first question we are given 0.35 moles for each flask. So it is the same as 0.7 as total number of moles. And the pressure of the system in the first question was the same 0.5. Now let's start. As we know from the last example we solved, the illustration of the question appears like this. This is how the illustration of the question appears. Here we have one flask, and here we have another flask. One of the flasks here is immersed in the hot water bath at 127 degrees Celsius, and here is 27 degrees Celsius. Now let's go. Kwanza tunatakiwa calculate nini? Calculate the final pressure and the moles of hydrogen. Now tuseme hivi kwamba from ideal gas equation, kuna vitu tumeshaleti huku juu. Number temperature 1, number of moles total, pressure total. From ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. Now N will be is equal to PV divided by RT. However, R is always constant. Number of moles ya kwenye flask moja hapo, tukitaka kupata number of moles ya kwenye flask moja itakuwa sana P1 V1 divided by RT1. Number of moles ya kwenye flask ya pili itakuwa ni P2 V2 divided by RT2. Number of moles total itakuwa sana P1 V1 divided by R T1 plus P2 V2 divided by R T2. Unachoweza kuona hapo kwenye ile swali ni kwamba volume na R vilikuwa vibadiliki. So number of moles total mtu anaweza kusema sana V divided by R, then P1 divided by T1 plus P2 divided by T2. However, hapa inazungumziwa P1 maana yake ni final pressure ya one of the flask. Itakuwa sana P2, itakuwa sana pressure final of one of the flask. Kwa hiyo number of moles total itakuwa sana V divided by R, then pressure final divided by T1 plus pressure final divided by T2. Now this is the total number of moles after heating. You see, after heating. Before heating the flasks, number of moles 1 could be equal to, number of moles total could be equal to 2, then P1 volume divided by R T1. That is because pressure and temperature, they were similar. So equating these two equations, we get 2 P1 V total divided by R T1 is equal to, our first equation is this one. It is V divided by R. It is V divided by R, then P final divided by T1 plus P final divided by T2. Kwa hiyo tukiequate tunakuwa tumpata equation kama hiyo hapo. Na baada hapo sasa unaweza kuona kwamba V na R huku na huku zinaisha. Tunabakia na 2 P1 divided by T1 is equal to pressure final, then 1 divided by T1 plus 1 divided by T2. Hapo tunaweza kufanya tu hesabu, tunatafuta pressure final. Kwa itakuwa 2 P1 divided by T1 is equal to pressure final, then hii hesabu ya ndani maana itakuwa ni T1 T2 then T2 plus T1. Hiyo ni addition of fraction from 1. 2 P1 divided by T1, hii hesabu tukileta kwa itakuwa ni T1 T2 divided by T2 plus T1, then pressure final. So pressure final will be equal to 2 P1 divided by T1, then T1 T2 divided by T2 plus T1. Pressure final itakuwa sana 2 mara 0. Ukumbuke pia hapo kwamba hiyo pressure 1 ile uko inazungumzwa, ile 0.5 ilikuwa ni total pressure. 0.5 atm total pressure. So tutakiwa divide by 2 upate 0.25. That is pressure 1 ambayo iko inazungumzwa. Lakini pia ukiangalia hapa T1 na T1 zinaweza kaisha. So kabakia na P final ni sana 2 P1 then T2 divided by T2 plus T1. So pressure final will be equal to 2 mara pressure 1 is 0.25 mara temperature ngapi 400 ganya kwa 400 jumlisha 300. Pressure final itakuwa sana, hapo itakuwa ni 2.25 ganya kwa 7. Kwa utapata ni 0.286 atm. Sasa hii hapa ni kwa each flask. Tukitaka kupata pressure total manake ni times 2. Pressure total, pressure final itakuwa ni 0.571 atm. ile value kama swali lilopita. Na swali linalofuata ni calculate final number of moles of hydrogen. Calculate final number of moles of hydrogen. Njia ni ile tu kama swali lilopita, kwamba katika number of moles of hydrogen manake number of moles ita move kwa kwenye code tutakuwa na 0.35 minus x, kwenye hot tutakuwa na 0.35 plus x. So hapo hata haihitaji stress sana, ni kuequate to zero pressure 0.35 minus x. Hii ndio pressure ya kwenye R, T2 ya kwenye code ganya kwa volume ni sawa na 0.35 plus x R T1 divided by V. So V na R zinaisha na bakia 0.35 minus x 400 is equal to 0.35 plus x 300. So the final answer tutakazopata ni zitakuwa ni zile tu. X sawa na 0.05. Sababu the question is the same, waliuliza tu, walibadilisha tu modality ya kuliuliza hilo swali. Kwa hiyo kutoka hapo ambacho naweza nikakisema ni kwamba tuwe pamoja kwenye hilo swali la 13. Tunavyoenda kusolve hilo swali la 13 tuwe tu pamoja ili tuweze kumalizia hicho kipengele. Thank you. Subscribe the channel and share the link to your friends.